What is up out there, people in the YouTube universe? Of course, it's me, DJ Cash. This is actually not going to be a review. I just want to give my one-shot thoughts on a wrestler that has been talked quite a bit this week. Seth, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. Now, I've been hearing a lot of talk on how, his title reign since he's been champion, it's been very questionable. And I recently read this article from WWE.com, and I thought I'd read it. It's really interesting. Is Seth Rollins truly breaking away from the Authority? It's been a rough week for Seth Rollins. At WWE Elimination Chamber, even though Seth Rollins, he retained his World Heavyweight Championship, he still came out on the losing end, and he didn't have his championship at the end of the night. And not only on Monday Night Raw did he not get his title back, but he threw like a real temper tantrum on how he doesn't need J&J security, he doesn't need the big piece of crap Kane, he doesn't need Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, he doesn't need anybody to solidify himself as a champion. And here's the thing, I completely agree with him. He does not need anybody. I mean, Seth Rollins, he is that damn good. I just think that ever since he turned heel about a year ago and he started his whole journey as a singles competitor, I just don't see why it has been questioned up until now when he won the title. It's like he was fine when he was Mr. Money in the Bank, but as soon as he won that championship, everybody is all of a sudden saying how he shouldn't be holding the WWE World Heavyweight Championship after the rant we've seen. Let me read the rest of the article for you. Proving that it was no mere emotional outburst on Raw, Rollins infuriated his solitary stance on SmackDown last night. He was talking how he doesn't need anybody, taking full credit of all of his accomplishments, including the Money in the Bank contract in the ladder match last year, which Kane actually made that possible, and his successful WWE World Heavyweight Championship cash-in against both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Guaranteed, Rollins can and should take credit for pouncing on the opportunity to seize glory on the grandest stage of them all of WrestleMania. However, but his inability to fully acknowledge the role that the Authority has played in his essence, as his role has been in the Authority again, it raises a lot of questions. Why is Seth Rollins' attitude suddenly emerging now? What they're basically saying is, yes, he can take credit for winning the championship, but he's not giving credit where credit is due. He's not saying thank you or acknowledging how the Authority has had so much help. And maybe that's one of the things that has set Seth Rollins back for him being a credible champion. It's that sinister anniversary, the day that Seth Rollins, he turned his back on the Shield and began his heel run. Seth Rollins isn't actually a team player, and it was perhaps only a matter of time before Rollins had grown tired of appeasing Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and being forced to play nice with Kane. If Rollins is finally showing his true colors and is inadvertently setting himself up for failure at Money in the Bank, then would it not be in his best interest to just ask the Authority for help? If Rollins fails to capture the title next Sunday, would that conversely prove that he does need the Authority to back him up? Or perhaps we are all just fooled. The Architect is a master of manipulation, and it's equally likely that Rollins is luring Ambrose into a false sense of security, or is playing mind games with the Authority itself. I just thought that was a really, really good article that they brought up. And it definitely raises a lot of points about Seth Rollins. Here's the thing. We know Seth Rollins, the Architect, the leader of the Shield. When he said those things, he was just doing that to be a heel. He was just being heel Seth Rollins. But it's I think the Authority has held Seth Rollins back a bit, but it has helped him. And like I said, it's helped him in what it was. They got him the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, for God's sake. It's we want a credible champion, but we still get the chicken shit heel out of Seth Rollins, and that is not a good dynamic. When the Authority was gone for that month after WrestleMania, and Seth Rollins was having those issues with Kane, I actually liked that time because it gave Seth Rollins the opportunity to like actually grow as a champion, and that way make a man out of him. The more he won, the more confidence Seth Rollins got, the more cocky he got. But as soon as the Authority came right back, he reverted right back to the way he was before they left. Just a corporate champion. And I'm not saying a corporate champion is wrong in a heel role, but in a way, it kind of concerns me because I think we all know that Kevin Owens is practically going to be the next Authority guy. But if we run into the same situation with Kevin Owens that we have with Seth Rollins going on, then would that not be good for Kevin Owens? And you have to take into account, like, will this happen to any other guy that joins the Authority? I mean, Seth Rollins right now, I think he's been like the perfect test subject for something like this for WWE to actually move on. Seth Rollins, he really does not need no help to win. The guy is good. It was good him joining the Authority at the beginning, but maybe he was with them too long. I don't know. It's just like Seth Rollins, like I said, good wrestler. He's got a lot of talent. I'm just saying that I think this situation has gotten so out of control over the last week, the week that Seth Rollins has had, throwing that tantrum on Monday Night Raw, having another tantrum last night on SmackDown, that he has really lost sight of how he got to this point. But let me ask this question. As a heel, does he really have to acknowledge that he got help? I mean, most of the things that he said last night on SmackDown, well, if you were watching, that he said like he had done everything on his own, and you could see it in his eyes, like he legitimately believed that he did that all on his own, and that's a problem. I will say it is a problem. Like I said, my overall thoughts on Seth Rollins, I just hope that he just finds his niche. And if he does break away from the Authority, that would be an interesting time. I think we will truly find out who Seth Rollins is. As far as I'm concerned, I'm DJ Kaz, and those are my thoughts on Seth Rollins.